Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Hughes, and Oxford News this week. Terry's off this week. Some of the stories that we will be covering. The election results are in. Also, the last story. Stay tuned. You're going to want to stay tuned for that. Dave Kenny and sports all coming up on this edition of Oxford News this week. Welcome back to Oxford News this week. Yes, the August 4th primary election results are in. Oxford Community School, the operating millage, the non-homestead operating millage replacement proposed failed. Combined margin of by 23 votes across Oakland and Lapeer counties. Oxford Township trustee incumbent Republican James LaPiccolo faced a write-in challenge from Kyle Myers and David Jude Zavoda. Results will take a few days to verify who's the winner in that contest. We'll let you know next time. The winner will advance who that winner will be into the November 3rd election. Write-in candidates for November must file by the close of business day if you plan on being in the ballot on October 22nd. Michigan State Senator, 23rd District Democratic Greg Hill, 56.51%, defeated Margaret Gupta at 43.21%. The Republican Donnie Steele, 62.42%, defeated actual Daniel Lawless, 37.41%. Hill and Steele will face off in the November 3rd general election. Michigan State Legislature 66th District incumbent Republican Rep. Josh Shriver ran unopposed. He 7,548 votes. He will face the Democratic contender Ned Zimmer, who had 5,845 votes in November. It's going to be a contentious few months as all of these campaigns will start to get underway. Here's some of the things happening in the township. New ambulances have been ordered or they have been delivered, actually. The Oxford Fire Department received 2 new 2026 road rescue ambulances on the 26th of July. Now, each ambulance costs $447,115 each. They feature a physical switch instead of a touch screen and are expected to be in service in the next few weeks. New fire engine is expected by March of 2027, followed by another ambulance by the fall of 2027. First Responder Appreciation Event, a joint celebration for the first responders and Oxford Police Departments at the 85th anniversary will take place on August 11th. If you can get there between 5 and 10 p.m., you might get to see some of these first responder items, such as those fire trucks. That'll be held at the Seymour Lake Township Park. It's a free event. It includes vehicle displays, like I mentioned, canine demonstrations, food trucks, ooh, yes, and guest speakers including Congresswoman Lisa McClain. A badge busing and a drone show will be there as well. The historical marker program has proved to be very helpful in the area. Oxford Township will unveil 2 new historical markers in August. One, a World War II veteran Olympian Major Robert J. Borg on the 22nd of August at noon. That'll take place at Rattlewood Farms. And one of the histories of the village of Thomas on August 23rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. That one will be revealed at the Thomas United Methodist Church. Definitely a great program that CJ and the community have started to get underway with, the markers in the community. Here's some short announcements coming to you now. Goodwill will be doing a Goodwill Roundup through August. Shoppers at the Oxford Goodwill can round up their purchases to benefit the Oxford Addison Youth Assistance. All you have to do is tell your clerk that you'd like to round up. Children's Business Expo and the Davis Family Farmers Market will host a Children's Business Expo. That's going to be coming up very shortly from 9 a.m. till 2 in the afternoon. That'll be at the Seymour Lake Township Park. That is slated for the August 8th. NO has collection registration opens up in the next 3 weeks. prior to the next free household hazardous waste collection on September 12th. You do have to register at the Oakland County Service Campus in Pontiac. Details are available at nohaz.com. Make sure to get your registration in. Volunteers needed for the OAYA. That's, of course, the Adult Volunteers for the Wildcat Cub Club program in the elementary schools this fall. If you are interested in doing this program, you make sure to contact 248-460-7011, or you can email them as well. In our Behind the Lens segment, it kind of says it all. It's the end of the summer and the end of the Centennial Concert Series, and a young girl eating some cotton candy during the Oxford DDA Summer Concert Series, the Centennial Park that have been going on Thursday nights. You've seen some here on OCTV. The concerts include more than just music. They include treats, games, dancing, and more. The final two concerts are actually coming up on August 13th, which will be Kids Night. A nice picture here of a young lady with some cotton candy trying to wane out the few more weeks of summer. That's our Behind the Lens segment. Coming up, Dave Kenny, he'll have a segment, I believe it'll be Auto Talk. He'll be in with the science and the news. I do have a brief look at sports, and you're watching Oxford News This Week.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
Who can you turn to for news you can trust? Your local TV and radio broadcasters. You trust us to keep you safe during times of crisis and to deliver the weather, sports, and entertainment you rely on every day. We bring you the facts you need to make decisions that matter. And as misinformation floods social media, you can trust your local stations to deliver the truth. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress you rely on your local stations for trusted news.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from Automotive News. U.S. auto safety regulators will start developing new requirements to ensure drivers and passengers can safely exit their vehicles, a significant move to address issues exposed by sometimes deadly incidents where people can become trapped inside cars. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said on July 23rd that it would begin the process of imposing a new federal rule by granting a petitioner's request that the agency mandate a robust and obvious door egress system in all motor vehicles, according to a regulatory filing. All new vehicles in the U.S. would be subject to any new requirements if their request is finalized. Vehicles designed with flush, electrically operated door handles made by Tesla Incorporated and other car makers have been involved in incidents in which occupants have been trapped inside the cars after vehicles lost power, including after a crash. In several instances, occupants of Tesla vehicles survived the initial impact of a high-speed crash only to die or sustain serious injury from subsequent fires after being unable to exit. Bloomberg News has reported extensively on the modern door systems, uncovering at least 15 deaths in a dozen incidents in which occupants or rescuers were unable to open the doors of a Tesla that had crashed and caught fire. Bloomberg also reported last year that CEO Elon Musk insisted on electric doors even after potential safety concerns were raised internally. A Silicon Valley engineer submitted a petition to NHTSA in November asking the agency to issue a new federal safety standard to address the safety risks. The action is needed, the petitioner wrote, to address a critical, life-threatening safety gap stemming from electronic or hidden door latching and release systems, which are common in electric vehicles. NHTSA said in the filing that it has granted the petition and will begin the rulemaking process. The decision was revealed in a filing that also denied a separate petitioner's request for a safety defect investigation. NHTSA will gather additional information and data and solicit public comments to determine if a rulemaking for a new safety standard is appropriate under the requirements of the Vehicle Safety Act, the agency said in an email to Bloomberg. Tesla didn't respond to a request for comment. It's very significant that they are going to begin the rulemaking process, since this is the initial step that must be taken to create or modify federal motor vehicle safety standards to strengthen areas related to electric doors and egress, said Michael Brooks, executive director of the Center for Auto Safety. But given how long the process can take, I wouldn't expect to see a final compliance date for manufacturers before 2030, even if the rulemaking process goes swiftly. The agency said it would decide whether to impose new requirements based on the information developed during the rulemaking process. It can take years to develop and finalize a new rule, and industry often pushes back against new safety mandates that impose additional costs. Still, the decision adds to growing fallout over the incidents tied to electric door handles. U.S. Representative Robin Kelly, an Illinois Democrat, introduced legislation this year that would require manual door releases in new cars and means for first responders to gain access to vehicles when power is lost. NHTSA in September opened a defect investigation into certain Tesla Model Y models after receiving complaints about children being trapped in vehicles. It may be true that this particular issue is best addressed through rulemaking, but the new rules would apply only to new vehicles, said William Wallace, Director of Safety Advocacy for Consumer Reports. Consumers with a problematic vehicle today are left in the lurch if there's no defect investigation when one is needed. Oh. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
Welcome back to Oxford News this week. Oh, our sporting edition, and yes, it is a little trim during the summer sports. We're expecting a full array of fall sports coming up. We definitely appreciate some of you who have stepped up to maybe sponsor some of our sporting contests. You can sponsor us here at 248-628-9658. Ask for Chuck Cameron, Terry Stiles, or even Dave Kenny. Now, in sports, pleased to announce that on July 18th, the 12U Oxford Wildcats fast pitch softball team won the National Softball Association North World Series Championship, and this took place in Crown Point, Indiana. Pictured here, the ladies with their trophies. During the tournament, the team achieved an 8-1 record with a .562 batting average at 108 hits, 9 home runs, 9 triples. 87 runs were actually scored in the contest. Head coach John Hester highlighting the team's depth, noting that he used 4 pitchers allowed only 26 runs and shut out their final 3 opponents combined with a score of 30-0. The championship concludes a successful season from September 2025 through July 2026, where the Wildcats actually finished with a record of 46, 32, and 3. How impressive. Overall, they won 4 United States Specialty Sports Association tournament titles and finished NSA Great Lakes Tournament runner-up. Coach Hester credited the victory to timely hitting, strong defense, effective pitching, disciplined offense, and the execution of expressing gratitude for the vital support the families, parents, and all the local communities gave. Again, congratulations, World Series. Good stuff there. We've been covering the senior softball. That's already wrapped up, and we've had some good times there. Had a chance to talk to a few of the senior softballers. That'll wrap it up in sports. I'll be back at the end of the newscast to close it out. Dave Kenny's got coming up next right here on Oxford Community Television. And we are out here at Seymour Lake Park again. We've had a great summer out here covering the senior softball and everybody having a good time. And the guy that has to make some of the hardest calls when it's like 90 degrees, he's the guy that keeps everybody honest. We call him Matt Spring. Even it's more like feeling like Matt Fall today.
Yeah,
you know?
it does feel like fall.
So Matt, do you have a good time doing this, being an ump here?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I umpire at all levels, from
do you?
8U all the way to 60 over, and it's a lot of fun. And it's always there's always a lot of
Now,
fun.
do you just stay within the Oxford area? Do you go around everywhere, or where?
I do work most of the OAA, which is your Clarkston, Oxford, Lake Orion, but I go as far as Romeo or.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, all over town.
No, what
Tri-county area.
else do you do when you're not doing this?
I work part-time at a golf course.
Oh, do you? Not
yeah,
bad.
I'm a cook.
Oh, are you?
Yes, sir.
We got to get him up to the station. We'll have him do a cooking show, Matt Spring's cooking
We
show.
could do that.
Yeah, but so no, as I say, today's a pretty comfortable day, whereas like some days it's like 90 degrees out there, and you have to make some calls sometimes that maybe aren't always a favorable one.
No, not always with that. Well, we always say in baseball as an umpire, it's on every pitch, half of them love you and the other half hate you. So
Yeah.
there's always one side that's not usually too happy on the close calls. But, you know, all in all, these guys are great, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, big time. Well, Matt Spring, he keeps us legal and keeps everything going. Thanks, Matt, for being. Anybody want to say hi to out there?
Say hi to my mom. How about that? It's her birthday next Saturday. Love you, Mom.
Okay, don't get up. Matt Spring here, the guy that keeps everybody good. We'll be back with some more on Oxford Community Television. With you on Oxford Community Television, we've had a great summer out here covering the senior softball. And, hey, some days are hotter than others. And today just seemed to be more like fall, I'm telling you. Mark Emerson, good to have you with us. You're always a big part of the team here. Tell us how long you've been doing the softball here.
I've been doing it for like 12, 13 years.
12, 13 years. It's kind of fun thing you do know. When you're not doing softball, what do you do?
I'm retired. I got 2 college kids
Do you
in
know-
college, so they're home for the summer. So
where
we
did you
spend
retire
some
from?
time. I work for AT&T.
Oh, AT&T, okay.
Yep.
And so this is kind of some fun stuff to get you out of the house and
It is.
you have a good time. And like you said, 13 years, I guess you must like it, right?
I love it. I mean, we get out here, especially on a day like today.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Today's
It's,
a comfortable
beautiful.
day if you're playing.
Yeah, 90 degrees a couple weeks ago, kind of tough, but it doesn't matter because we get here in the morning. It's a great bunch of guys. The game of softball is just so fun to play.
Now, I'd ask you, today's game, they had you in the 6 slot, okay?
Yes.
Normally you're in the 3 cleanup, okay?
Yeah, usually I'm setting the table instead of clearing it.
Yeah, but actually that was a pretty good slot for you. I thought you did pretty well in the 6.
Thank you. Yep.
But anybody want to say hi to out there, Mark? You said you have 2 people. No, what college do they go to? I guess we got to
My son goes to Grand Valley, and my daughter goes to University of Michigan.
Oh,
so
U of M.
I can say hi to them, and my wife.
Do you go out to a lot of U of M games, do you?
I do. I've always been a U of M fan, and she, as soon as she got accepted, I'm like, okay, man, I'll be there.
We
for
got
even
tickets,
more.
right? Now, what are they athletic like yourself?
My daughter is actually the female senior athlete of the year at Troy Athens 3 years ago.
Troy,
So,
okay.
Soccer and basketball.
Okay, so
cross country.
Pretty athletic then.
Very athletic, yes.
Not bad.
Super
Well,
competitive.
good to have you with us. I think one of your tickets blew away. We'll get you another one.
It's okay.
But anyways, Mark Emerson, always a big part of the Oxford team. There goes ticket 2. We'll be right back with more on Oxford Community Television. Back with you on Oxford Community Television again, just kind of covering some of the summer softball out here, the senior summer softball. And, obviously we have no Oxford sports. That's going to be upcoming in the next few weeks ahead. Thought we'd talk to some of our softballers out here. Sam Antonazzo, one of the big players. Big for your first baseman over there. You do good.
Thank you.
So, Sam, tell us about yourself. What do you do?
Well, I taught for 40 years.
Where did you teach at?
I taught in Waterford. And I did a lot of coaching.
And what did you coach?
Football, baseball, basketball, mostly in the middle school.
Okay, and what was your favorite?
I played football in college, so yeah, I kind of like football.
Well, I know a little bit about your football expertise. So give us one of the stories from your football. I know you were telling us that before.
Well, I still hold some records at Western Michigan. I had 4 interceptions in one game. That was against Marshall. And we won the first MAC championship in 1966.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And do you have young kids or children or?
I have a son and a daughter. My son is in Raleigh, North Carolina. Daughter is in Dallas, and I've got 2 grandsons in Raleigh that are playing a lot of ball.
No, they play softball or baseball.
Baseball.
Okay.
And they're only 7 and 10, but they go full steam out there in North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Raleigh. My basketball team's down there. You wouldn't like them. But anybody you want to say hi to today or anything else?
Well, I'd like to just have a little wave to some former students of mine who I know live in Oxford and some that have coached and various things. So that I always run into students, wherever I go.
Now, how long have you been doing the senior softball thing?
I've been doing senior softball for over 30 years.
30 years. Well, you know what? We got to let him go because he's got to play game 2, and they need a first baseman. So, Sam Antonazzo, it's always good to see you out here. Thanks for chatting with us today, and I hope you have a great second game.
Thank you.
Back with you on Oxford Television. You're watching OCTV.
In today's digital world, it's hard to know who to trust. Your local TV and radio stations bring you the facts. Misinformation and deep fakes flood social media, but broadcasters deliver verified and accurate news. For news, emergency updates, sports, and entertainment, turn to your local stations. Text TV to 52886 and urge Congress to support the vital local journalism broadcasters provide.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Large predators can make people safer by reducing the number of road accidents involving collisions with deer. A study in Washington state has shown that the presence of cougars led to a 76% reduction in the number of such accidents. I think that this road safety benefit could be playing out in many other places, says Justin Sarasi at the nonprofit Conservation Science Partners. That's just one of several ecosystem services that large carnivores provide. In a 2021 study in Wisconsin found that a return of wolves to a county reduced vehicle collisions with deer by 24%, providing economic benefits 63 times greater than the cost of wolves killing livestock. These reductions were due to changes in deer behavior, as well as deer numbers falling due to predation by wolves, the study concluded. Now Sarasi and his colleagues have looked at what's happening on the Olympic Peninsula in Washington state, where there's a stable population of cougars, also known as pumas, and deer. We worked with native communities who are running their own wildlife monitoring programs, he says. More than 500 camera traps have been set up as part of these programs, and nearly 60 cougars were collared. This allowed the researchers to see where and when deer and cougars were present. Their analysis shows that deer avoid road edges and the margins of towns and cities where cougars are present, making them less likely to be hit by cars or trucks. Those habitat edges are the best hunting habitat for pumas. They can hide in the forest and attack a deer foraging along the roadside, says Sarasi. So what we think is happening is that deer are moving away from these more fragmented, edgy areas with higher road density where pumas are present. When cougars were present, deer were also less active at night and more active during the day, where you can see them. This is likely a response to the fact that cougars hunt mainly at night and may also have contributed to the reduction in accidents. This is an example of a landscape fear in action, says Liana Zanet at Western University in Canada. This is an excellent paper. It provides many compelling lines of evidence that paint a clear picture that large carnivores benefit society. She also says the authors beautifully demonstrate that the mere presence of large carnivores can reduce vehicle collisions with deer. That is good news all around, she says. As though there weren't enough cougars also providing the service completely free of charge. Sarasi also thinks this will be generally true for large predators. Discussion about the reintroduction of large predators tend to focus on the negative aspects, such as the killing of livestock, he says. But many benefits often aren't obvious. For instance, large predators may also reduce the damage deer do to crops and gardens and the spread of diseases such as Lyme disease. Yikes. Well, that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
Welcome back. Again, Terry Styles off today. We'd like to wish her a happy birthday. We are filming this a few days prior to her birthday. We wish her a happy birthday. We won't divulge her age. We'll just say happy birthday to her. In our last story, sharing a unique opportunity for you, you can still do this, regarding the Wall of Heels, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund's traveling 3/4 scale replica will be in Taylor coming up in Michigan here, August 13th through the 16th. This is the only time, the 17th time the exhibit has actually visited the state. Again, if you're interested, you can actually see some of the schedules here. Media coverage for opportunities are available. Also, we have a schedule of events getting underway on August 11th, Tuesday. There will be a motorcycle escort along Telegraph Road to the event. On Wednesday, August 12th, a volunteer setup of the Memorial and Mobile Education Center. On Thursday, August 13th, it takes a lot to set this up, welcome home ceremony featuring the Medal of Honor recipient, Command Sergeant Major Terry P. Richardson, retired. On Friday, August 14th, shedding the light on Agent Orange and PTSD evening program. August 13th through the 16th, the exhibit will be open for 24 hours a day at any time in that time frame to the public. Once again, this is up and coming. Might be something interesting to take in as you conclude with your summer. Advanced coverage, live reports featuring interviews and veterans and Gold Star families and volunteers and leaders are all available at the Education Center for this event. Once again, this is coming up. If it's after the 16th, you've already missed it. But again, we appreciate their efforts in preserving a memory for those who gave the ultimate. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Oxford News this week. I urge you to stay tuned as we are on many platforms here at OCTV. You can catch us on Spectrum Charter 191, AT&T Uverse, I believe that's 91. We're on the Roku, we're on the Fire Stick, we're on multiple platforms. You can also catch us on YouTube. Feel free if you'd like to volunteer, maybe you have a show idea, maybe you'd like to sponsor us here. 248-628-9658. That's 248-628-9658. Ask for Chuck Cameron. He'll be able to maybe put a package together if you're a local business. Once again, hope everybody has a great week. For everybody here, I'd like to thank, of course, Kyle Snage, our director, producer, our station manager, Terry Stiles, again, who's celebrating a birthday. I'm Jim Hughes. Until we do it all over again, have yourself a great week.